Students today are staring down a heavy prospect. As artificial intelligence scales its reasoning capabilities, there is widespread anxiety that entry-level knowledge work, the traditional first rung of the corporate ladder, is going to vanish. For the last 30 years, the singular, undisputed rule to future-proofing your career was to learn how to code. To be valuable to the economy, humans had to learn the rigid syntax of machines. This forced us to master languages like C++ or Python, scripts that rely on strict logic and specific formatting, just to interact with computer hardware. This era created a massive barrier to entry, rewarding rote memorization and manual execution over creative problem-solving. That barrier just fell. The machine has finally learned to speak our native language. NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang is now making a provocative claim: the English major could become the most successful modern tech worker. Huang's premise is that human language has become the ultimate universal programming language. If you can communicate clearly with a person, you can now program an AI. The economic reality has shifted. You won't lose your job to an AI. You will lose your job to a human who knows how to communicate with one. Simply chatting with an AI isn't enough to generate value. The machine requires deep domain expertise to yield useful results. AI acts as a reasoning engine, but it relies on humans grounded in deep math or science to define the problem. Without that grounding, the engine has no direction. Huang calls this new requirement the artistry of specification. A poor approach overprescribes the steps. It treats an advanced reasoning AI like a basic calculator, forcing it to follow a narrow path that ignores its broader capabilities. A better approach sets distinct parameters and defines a successful outcome, allowing the AI the creative room to innovate and find the most efficient solution. Knowledge workers are becoming high-level directors. They manage creative output rather than performing the manual operations of the software themselves. We can see the proof for this in the early days of the deep learning revolution, a field of AI that uses neural networks to mimic the way the human brain processes data. 10 years ago, the widely accepted prediction was that computer vision would completely eliminate the medical field of radiology. The actual outcome was the exact opposite. Radiologist employment skyrocketed over the last decade. This happened because of the distinction between task and purpose. The specific task of scanning was automated, but the overarching purpose of treating patients scaled up. Faster AI scans allowed hospitals to treat significantly more patients. This increased revenue, creating a higher demand for human doctors to manage the increased volume. AI automation clears the manual bottleneck, making the human expert's time more valuable rather than destroying the role of the expert. AI has evolved from reasoning chatbots into autonomous digital agents, specialized programs that can use tools and execute multi-step tasks independently. New graduates are entering the workforce as executive managers of their own digital staff. A single junior employee can now orchestrate 100 specialized AI agents simultaneously, overseeing a network of digital workers from a single laptop. Productivity is defined by your ability to orchestrate these complex multi-agent workflows, rather than your personal typing speed or manual output. Your specific college major matters far less than the deep domain expertise it provides. Whether it's biology, agriculture, or English, you are learning the ground truth of a field. The curriculum for the modern era is the combination of that specialized industry knowledge with the daily practice of directing AI tools. Stop competing with machines on manual execution. Master your field and become the human